Good morning. Hello there. My name is Cathy, and you are coming into Coffee with Cathy. I am a Seint artist, and I am 71 years old, and I'm going to do a quick application of Seint makeup, kind of showing you what I do on an everyday basis, and we'll just chit chat while we have some coffee. Today is a monumental day because this is my first cup of coffee in several days. I had surgery a little over a week ago, and coffee has not tasted good. That tastes pretty good, so I'm like really excited because I really do enjoy my coffee. So thanks for stopping in. I certainly know that I don't look like a lot of the makeup artists that you are watching do their incredible creations on their young, gorgeous skin. But I'm here to show you that you don't have to be that age to look good. I have had very little product on my face in the past week, and I can't believe how much a little bit of product just helps my psyche. I know that may sound strange, but it does make a difference when you are thinking about how you look. And it's not that we're trying to look young. I'm not trying to look 21. Oh gosh, don't I wish those days were back again. I'm just trying to look like I'm not ready for I'm not ready for the Crypt Keeper. So the first thing I have to do every day is put my eyebrows on. And I'm using some Seint eyeshadow to do that. A couple of different browns. I'm using the line brush, and I usually actually draw them on first. I've always had an arch to my brow. The hardest part is that there are very few hairs anymore. So I have to kind of make those hairs up every day. And let me shut my blind here because it's a little too bright. Okay, that might be better because I was getting blinded. So the great part about putting your eyebrows on is that you can actually take them off. If you don't like them, you can actually just wipe them back off again. And I do have to do a little bit of tweezing again. I didn't used to for a long time. I tried to use one of the lash growth serums, and I really didn't tell that much difference, but I'm going to be honest with you, I wasn't real steady in using it. So I'm putting on the second color, which just adds a little bit of depth to that eyebrow. And then when you think you're finished and you think you've got sisters, distant cousins, anything like that, you want to go through with your spoolie and give it a brush. And what I forgot to do was activate my brow wax. So we have a little thing of brow wax here with Seint, and you can activate this with water, with whatever. I always have setting spray, so that's what I do mine with. But that doesn't mean that that's what it has to be done. So we're just going to let that soften for just a minute. And while that's happening, I'm going to do a quick eye look, just to kind of give a little bit of dimension on my eye. We're going to start with a color called Chai. And this is just a basic brown, kind of an everyday. I'll be honest with you, I don't know whether this is a cool or a warm. Sometimes I cannot tell. I like cool base, but I can't promise you that that's what it is. Then I'm going to take Drift. So you saw all I did was go all over that. I did use the Seint brush. The Seint brush has a kind of a spongy end on it, or not really spongy, but a little bit more tapered, a spongy end, and then it has a fluffy end. And Drift is a color with a little bit of shimmer to it. And I'll see if I can look in the mirror so that you can see, or in the camera, so that you can see that. It's not over the top. but it is enough to kind of give you just a little bit. And as a senior woman, I no longer can put shimmer all over my eye before. There's a lot of crinkles there. And if I do eyeshadow all over and even up, it accentuates the crinkles. So when I say I'm not like the other artists that you're watching, I get it. But I wanted to show you that just because we are older doesn't mean we cannot wear makeup. We don't have to wear much, but we're going to wear just a little bit just to make ourselves feel a little bit better. Now I'm coming in with a deeper brown. This is called Trust. And I'm just putting a little bit of that on the outside of my eye. Keep in mind, I'm not doing anything today. I'm staying home. I'm still recovering from surgery. It was a big chore for me to shower this morning and get my clothes on. This is the first that I have had pants on. I have been wearing what my mother would have called a muumuu dress. I have been wearing those since I have gotten home because my abdomen is just too sore to try to put anything there. So I have actually gotten dressed today. I have a girlfriend coming to visit me this afternoon, and she's one of the blessed people who took care of me when I came out of the hospital. I want her to know that I've made progress, because I didn't look like I made progress when I was staying with her. All right, my product is activated. So all I'm going to do is take that spoolie, rub it in there, and again, flick my brows up. Now, if you notice, I did not come down very often, or very far, I should say. There's a way that you measure your eyebrows, and I'll try to show you with this brush here. So when you put a brush and you run it beside your nose, that's where your brow should start. Can you see that? If you take that same brush and put it at the corner of your eye, your nose, that's where it should end. So when I do my brow, I don't bring that down. I take it out. I don't have any hair there. I can make my brow any way I want. And the way I want is to try to lift the area. Now, I'm going to take my brush on my eyeshadow, and I'm simply going to swirl to blend it. Okay? And for the most part, my eyes are done. Now, I still tightline. Tightline is a different way of doing an eyeliner without getting it all over. As we get older, our hands are not as steady. We don't have the dexterity that we had before. And quite frankly, a thick line of liner, in my estimation, does not look good on most women of my age. I'm 71. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. This is a gel pencil. I've used it all the time. It's from L'Oreal, and I like it because it's a mechanical pencil. I will let you know that Sephora has a good brand of pencils as well. And right now, I believe they are still 30% off. So what you want is the retractable gel liner. Okay? And that's all I'm doing. And it is a subtle difference when you put that underline in there, tight line. And then this is just a crayon that is in my stash that I'm using up. Now, when I touched my eye, I actually kind of disturbed some of that eyeshadow. So let me try to put it back on. We'll see. I may have been able to put it back on. But that's the eye look. Now, I wanted to share with you, since I have been out of commission for a little over a week, I have done very little skincare. And I mean very little skincare. And I couldn't believe last night when I tried to put some makeup on, I tried to do a video, I couldn't believe the shape of my skin. All of a sudden, it was not taking my products. It did not want to blend well. And so it just goes to show that a little bit of time spent doing your morning and evening skincare makes all the difference in the world. I had moisturizer on, but when I went to apply my product, it started to pill. That doesn't normally happen. So I just want to share with you that nothing takes the place of a good skincare program. And I'm not here to sell you a skincare program. I believe everybody's going to find their own. I have a mixture of a lot of different things that I use, and I have kind of worked with them throughout the last 2 years and found out what works for me. But the biggest thing that works for me is consistency. So it is something that I need to do ongoing, okay? Now, cream makeup. Seint cream makeup. It's the perfect makeup for a senior skin. Does it look good on 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds? It looks fabulous. And let's face it, normally when we were in those ages, we didn't have a lot going on with our skin. But now that we're older, all of a sudden we have crepey, puffy skin. We have melasma. We have, what do I want to say? Age spots. Sorry, my mind is still a little fuzzy. Words are having a hard time coming out. We have all kinds of things going on. And the flat makeup that we have worn, if we have been a makeup wearer, the flat makeup that we have worn for years doesn't work. We need to add interest into our face. That was the one thing that I saw when I was in the hospital. And they'd walk me to the bathroom and I'd, get up and wash my hands, and I'd look in the mirror and I'm thinking, oh my gosh. I mean, it was flat. All right. So what we're doing is we're creating some interest. So with 3D foundation, what we are trying to do is build a 3-dimensional look. So normally we're going to have some brightener in the center of our face. We're going to do a little bit of contour, not much, a little bit of contour on the lower jaw, up here on the forehead, and then we are going to add our main shade. And I'm going to do everything with a 3D brush today. I know that you have seen dots and stripes, and you've seen all of those wonderful applications. They all work. There is no right or wrong way to do this. If there could be another name for Seint makeup, it would be stupid simple. Seriously. Because you just can't make a mistake with it. The only thing that the dots and the stripes do is it shows you where the makeup should go. All right? So don't feel like just because you don't feel comfortable doing the dots and the stripes, you don't like to use your fingers, you don't want to have another brush to put it on, don't think that you can't do it, because you can do it. So I'm first going to dip into my contour shade. That's this one right here. All of my product is in one palette. So these are all of my face products. On the lower level here, I have all of my eyeshadows, highlighters, things like that. If I wanted to travel, this, and my skincare, and I'm good to go. It's amazing. It is totally amazing. I took all this to the hospital, never once did anything because I did not feel like it. But we're going to start with a little bit of contour. And since these products haven't been used, I might have to push a little bit harder because I can see that they're not very creamy. So they'll kind of set up. So all I'm doing is tapping into my compact and picking up some color and warming up my forehead, up at the hairline. Is there a right and wrong way to do this? Nope. All I'm doing, again, I'm adding some 3D color. All right. Now I'm going to come down to my jaw and put just a little bit. And when I say jaw, I mean under here, not up here, under here. What are we doing? We are creating a shadow. So contour adds a shadow, and we will bronze in a little bit. Bronze adds warmth. Let's take a little bit of that turkey neck down. If you can squeeze your brush like that, and you can elongate the nose a little bit. And normally I use another brush for this, but this morning I wanted a really quick application, and I was just excited that I was up at in time to do Coffee with Cathy, because I did announce that I would try to do these at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock. And so who knows? Or did I say 9 o'clock? I can't remember. I may be an hour early. When I say my mind isn't working, I'm serious. Okay, I'm flipping to the other side, to the pointed end. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this video is going to be all over. Okay, so now I'm going down the center of my face. I'm going to put a little bit right where my marionette lines are. Marionette lines are these crease folds here. And as we get older, they have a tendency to get a little deeper. And some people call it the resting bitch face, because everything kind of starts to sag. So I'm not trying to be naughty. I'm not trying to use naughty words, but yeah, that's kind of what happens. And then I'm going to put just a little bit on the corners of on either side of my eye. And this helps clean up my eyeshadow, give me a little bit of brightening there, okay? I always blend with the bunny tail end. Don't worry that it's got a little bit of contour on it. That is not going to affect anything. So I'm going to take that, and I'm actually going to blend that, and then we will go into my main shade. And you think, okay, you're not putting it all on. Yeah, I'm not doing dots and stripes today. So my point is that I want to share with you, you can do anything with this makeup that you want to do. Any application is comfortable for you. You don't have to do the same thing over and over again. Again, all of the dots and stripes did was show you where the product needs to go. That doesn't mean that that is the only way you can apply that product. Now, I can assure you that when I do this, I actually get less product on my face, because all I'm doing is I'm only putting product where I need it to go. All right, I'm ready for my main shade. Again, can you hear me tapping? I'm just tapping, and I'm putting a little bit of product on, stippling that into my face, staying away from the area that I'm going to contour. And I am going to put just a little bit more contour on there. And I'm just going around. Not going to put a lot of contour on because, like I said, I'm not going anywhere today. But again, I want the effect of the 3D. Okay? So you can see me just kind of pouncing that on. Oh, I'm kind of excited. I can't believe how good the coffee tastes this morning. Kudos to all of our healthcare workers out there. You put up with a lot of crap. And that's literally, I mean, it's amazing. So I want to thank you. I'm a retired nurse. I understand what you put up with. But when you're on the other end all of a sudden and you are the patient, you really have a new sense of appreciation for those people who take care of you every day, the ones that you have to depend on to get up out of bed because you haven't been able to get up on your own steam. And they have to walk you. And I mean, it is a whole process. And I just want to do a big shout out and a thank you to those who have chosen this as a profession, because it sure ain't easy. All right, I'm going to put a little bit more contour on right through here. Okay, using the pointed end. The pointed end of my brush has a little bit more stiffness, so it allows me to pick up that product a little bit easier. So I have to laugh because I have an iPhone, and my iPhone is set to open up when I look at it. So I don't have to put a code in every time. It recognizes my face. I realized yesterday how bad I looked when my phone didn't recognize my face. Not joking. I actually had to put my code in because it didn't know who I was. Is that not a crack up? All right, putting a little bit of blush on. It's amazing what blush does. So we're just tapping that on. I kind of like to go up into the eye area. It might be a little on the weird side, but I like that look. Put a little bit on my lips because our cheek is also called lip and cheek. Okay, so I still need a little bit of mascara. So let me get that out. I use Thrive mascara. I'm not telling you that that's the one you have to use. I'm just saying that's the one that seems to work for me. And so I'm going to go ahead and put a quick one coat on. Rare that I do more than one coat. If I'm going out, which, you know, for me as a senior, that could be to Aldi's. If I'm going out, I might put on a second coat, but normally it's one coat and it's on the upper lash line only. Okay, so there's the finished product. And again, my window is picking up a little bit of light. I'm going to put a little bit of bronzer on. Bronzer is an amazing product. And you talk about warming up the skin and giving you a look like you're not dead. This is bronzer. Bronzer is my friend. I use bronzer every day, no matter what the season. And then I'm going to take my Perfector sponge. My Perfector sponge has been dampened. It has been wrung out. I have squeezed out as much as I can. And now, do you see how I'm pressing? I'm not doing this. I am pressing to take off any excess product. The last thing I want is a clump of product sitting on my face. Okay? And normally I would put on my mascara at the very end because it's not waterproof. And when I spritz my face with my setting spray, it's going to run. So here's a trick. Take your setting spray, squirt it in the palm of your hand, take a big fluffy brush, and set it. This way it doesn't get on your mascara and it won't move. But it will set your makeup. This makeup does need to be set because it is a cream makeup. Oh, sorry, I got a hair here that wants to get in my face. You do need to set it, okay? And I do one more step, and that is to, as soon as this dries, I'm going to put a little bit of powder on. And I'll look in the camera here so that you can see. Do you see how through here, you can see my pores a little bit more? And when that happens, it's normally because there's maybe a glisten, okay? So it could be the moistened look that's there. But I'm telling you, as soon as you put some type of powder on it, you quiet it down, and it looks amazing. So look at that. All of a sudden, those large pores that were showing up have now gone away. You and I both know they're still there. But I go ahead and do powder all over my face. I don't go underneath the eye. And if you watched the application, you saw that I did very little underneath the eye. And the reason is because that's where a lot of the product will want to gather again because we have those small lines and wrinkles. Now, I've been chatting with you. I put my makeup on while I was chatting. This does not take long. This is not a high maintenance makeup. This is a very simple process. You could do as little or as much as you would want. And that's what I love about it. I love that I can pick up one palette. I don't have to open 14 different containers. And before I did, because I would use multiple eyeshadow palettes to get a look that I wanted. Now I have the colors in my own palette that I've picked out. These are colors that I like. These are colors that I keep. I don't have to open up all of my palettes. More importantly, I am not tricked into going to the Sephora sale to see what palette they have on, because most of the time I would buy a palette even if there were only 3 colors in there that I would want. Then I'd have a collection of palettes, then I'd try to figure out which color it was in. This is so much nicer. I love it. I'm saving money by doing Seint. And I know that I'm a different artist for you. I know that you've been watching other people do the application, and it's been a different, this is always a different video when you're watching me. But you see, at 71, I understand mature skin. At 71, I understand what it's like to be retired and not have a lot of disposable income at your fingertips. And so when I say I'm saving money with Seint, I'm saving money with Seint. My little tin that is my main foundation lasted 6 months. None of my product normally lasts 6 months. This is an amazing saving. You are going to soon find your sweet spot. You're soon going to find out how much product you need, where you need it, what colors you need. You always have a 30-day return policy so that we can exchange and get you the right color. If for some reason I do a color match and you think, I think I want to be darker, especially with summer coming up, we can simply do an exchange. It's not a big deal. If you decide this is just not for me, you have 30 days. And I will always tell you if I don't like something. I will not try to sell you a product just to sell it to you. I do use various other products, especially skincare. While I was recuperating this week, I was at a home of one of my dear friends who is a Mary Kay consultant. And she has gotten me started on their, I won't say the name right, but it's their moisturizer for the day because it has an SPF of 30. So it is their Time-Wise Repair. And oh my gosh, I tried it for 2 days there because I wanted to see how it played with our colors, and it was beautiful because we had 70-some degree temperatures last week while I sat out in the sun, and I was afraid to sit out in the sun because I use a retinol normally on my face. So she loaned me some of that, and it was amazing. So I ended up buying a jar before I got back. So it's important that not just if you're using a retinol, but it is important for you to be using a daily moisturizer with a sunscreen. Now, you can buy a setting spray with a sunscreen. I don't know that you're going to get the protection that you're going to get by putting on an application and letting it set. I only needed to let it set for 5 to 10 minutes, and I could go ahead with the rest of my application. So I'm always going to tell you if I'm using something else. I'm always going to tell you if I found something new. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to try to sell you something that I don't believe in. So I appreciate you stopping by with Coffee with Cathy, having my first cup of coffee in many, many days. And if you have questions or if you think you'd like your own personalized color match, comment the word match below. There should be a link on your screen. You can click that link and fill out a form. It doesn't have very many questions. You're going to send me a selfie. And within 24 hours, and I promise this time I will get them back to you within 24 hours, I will get your colors matched and send you what I think would look great on you. I want you to join the fabulous club here of you don't have to look old just because your number is up there. You can still look bright. You can look shiny even after 7 days of major surgery. So appreciate you stopping by. Have a blessed day. See you soon. Bye-bye.